Sup YouTube, it's Zacian TCG here and welcome back to our TCG video on my channel. On this channel you get a lot of Pokemon TCG content, so be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about some new cards that actually were revealed pretty recently, and it's actually going to be about cards that we're going to be getting in our March set and the Journey Together set coming out on the end of March. So, and that also will bring a great situation going, that there's also going to be a rotation taking place 2 weeks after the set is released, meaning as soon as you're able to play with these new cards, there's going to be a rotation. So we're losing Lost Box, Lugia, all that good stuff. I talked about the rotation before, so definitely check those videos out if you haven't already. There are links down below in the description. And also for the people that are enjoying content like this, you can always leave a like. It is super effective and helps out the channel tremendously. So let's talk about some new cards, shall we? So it's one of the last videos of the year, so let's just talk about some new cards. Always great to see. So as you see, this will be in the same set that will be trainers Pokemon that were being featured here. Iono cards, stuff like N cards, all that stuff. Lily's cards is going to be Hop cards as well. So trainer owner cards are coming back into the game, and those will be introduced over at the Western world over in March. So Japan will be getting these earlier as usual, so we're still not synced with Japan. So what do we see here as Sprigatito? Just a regular 60 HP Pokemon, and it looks like as soon as V and V-Stars and all that stuff rotates, there's going to be a lot of Pokemon decks out there that require evolution. So just note that down. In a world with Bidoof, Stage 2s will have it a little bit more rough, even though we do have TM evolution. So there's a Floragato, and then Meowscarada, which comes back with an ability, 160 HP, 1 retreat cost. And the ability actually is pretty interesting. Once during your turn, you may use this ability. If this Pokemon is on your bench, switch it with your active Pokemon. So it allows you to instantly switch it to the active. And its attack for a DTE, note to self that DTE rotates, slaps 90 damage, and if your opponent's active Pokemon is a Pokemon EX, you're slapping 90 more damage. So we're not having access to DTE anymore, which otherwise this could be an interesting card that allow you to slap 180 and against weak Pokemon that are weak to grass, by the way, stuff like Charizard EX, stuff like Hydreigon EX, Roaring Moon EX, all those Pokemon would be one-shotted, but the DTE is gone, so it's gonna be pretty hard to just set this up unless we're getting a new double turbo kind of energy soon. Iono's Voltorb, that's right. So owner Pokemon are actually looking like this. You see the trainer on the right bottom corner of the artwork. So that's pretty much, the artworks are looking super nice. So I'm very excited for cards like these, because I've been playing a lot of years, and these remind me of SP Pokemon, or maybe if you're playing like back in the days of base set shenanigans, Gym Leader Pokemon, the Gym Hero set and all that. Wonderful times for sure. Also this requires a double turbo energy. So it's actually stating 20 damage. This attack does 20 more damage for each lightning energy attached to your Iono's Pokemon. So all your Iono's Pokemon combined, and we'll see if the Voltorb can actually slap a huge amount of damage. There's also Iono's Electrode, and it allows you to just slap 100 damage to itself. Flip a coin of heads, your opponent's Pokemon is now knocked out. So you can damage yourself, and if you have an HP buffing tool or whatever, you can make sure you survive. But you flip a coin of heads, the opponent is knocked out. So if you rely on coin flips, that would be nice. It would be cool to actually gain a card like Victini back in the days of like Noble Victories, which allow you to reflip on attack coins. That would be really useful. But for now, it's just a meme attack for sure. But it does come back with free retreat. Then Iono's Kilowattrel. You have an alternate artwork for this. Look at that. How beautiful is this artwork? It actually is going to be costing quite a bit of money, just because Iono is initially printed on that card in the illustration rare. So you also have a regular card as well. So for the people that want to be playing competitively, it doesn't matter which one you use. They're both playable. So we see here the Flash Draw ability. You must discard a lightning energy from hand. No, not from hand, from this Pokemon in order to use this ability. So you discard an energy from this Pokemon. Once during your turn, you may draw cards until you have 6 cards in hand. Okay, 6 cards in hand actually reminds me a little bit of Magnetic Draw. Or maybe a little bit more recently, like a Bibarel, drawing cards until you have 5, which is also great. Now allows you to draw until you have 6. So having a draw engine is very good for any Iono's deck out there. So if you want to be combining trainer cards with all that stuff, it's going to be pretty good to be playing a 2-2 line of the Kilowatt Troll. It is a stage 1, so it does require evolution, but if you can get it out into play, you have a draw engine. We also have stuff like Reverum still in the format after rotation. Barrel will rotate, note to self, so this is another draw engine, but only works on lightning energies, and it needs to be having lightning energies in order to just you can discard an energy from this Pokemon and then you can use the ability. So also note to self is that electric generator is also in the format, so lightning Pokemon do have it great. There's a Swinub. Look at this little fella, looks really happy. Colorful family, not too bad. You can search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon and put them on the bench. There's a Mamoswine, which is not going to be doing too much here, to be honest. 20 damage, 50 damage, that's not going to be cutting it. And then we have Mamoswine EX. Ross will be really delighted to be seeing a card like this. If you don't know Ross, you should check out PTCG Radio for sure. So Mamoswine EX is here. The Mammoth Carry. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for a Pokemon, reveal them, put it in your hand. So every single time, you can search your deck for a Pokemon. Oh, I need a support Pokemon. Oh, I need another attacker. Oh, you can be playing a lot of Pokemon to help you out, to just get yourself going here. So every single time you can get a Pokemon token. Next up, 180 damage. This attack does 40 more damage for each stage 2 on your bench. So for only 2 energies, you're slapping 180. But for every additional stage 2 on your bench, you're actually slapping 40 more damage. And with the ability, it's easy to search them out. So you could go for TM Evo, get some other fellas out, and then after that, you can just use the ability of a Mamoswine to evolve into another Mamoswine, to use the ability to evolve into another Mamoswine. So you have all of them set up. Let's say you have 3 of them as a little example. Then you're actually slapping 120 damage more, which means 300 damage. That is actually quite a bit of damage, and you have 340 HP. So maybe we can build something with Mamoswine. Reminds me a little bit of the Sunshine Grace ability of, what was it, Grottle, or what was it? Yeah, I think it was one of those grass type starting Pokemon, Grovyle maybe, allowing you to just get Pokemon time and time again. It's going to be really helpful. 340 HP. Does share a similar weakness to Charizard, which might be a concern since Charizard is still playable, but Mamoswine could be an interesting great deck, definitely. It only requires 2 energies, not the crazy amount of energies you need, so and it does pack a punch, so it might actually be good. Next is Hops Zacian EX. Oh, look at that artwork. Oh, it's gonna be another one of those sets with a lot of beautiful cards in it. You also have the regular version over here, the Hops Zacian EX. 230 HP. It doesn't come back with Intrepid Sword, unfortunately. Who remembers that? Let me know in the comments down below if you are reminiscing of specific cards that I recently mentioned. So, its first attack slaps 30 damage. And 30 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Note to self that Manaphy is rotating. Manaphy, the card that protects the bench, is rotating, meaning the bench is no longer safe. That is going to be quite good, and reminds me of the Buzzwole GX of the Crimson Invasion set. Remember Buzzrock, when you're able to like lead with 30 damage and 30 damage and finish off stuff later? Yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting for sure. It does require a bazillion amount of metal type energies, 240 for its second attack, but the first attack can have some chip damage left and right, which I think is good. Definitely in a format without Manaphy. Note to self that terrestrial Pokemon cannot get sniped on the bench. So people are sometimes forgetting that, and just wanted to mention it here. Hops Snorlax has the block ability. You're not able to retreat now. That's not true. Good riddance. We're actually, Snorlax from Pokemon Go with the block ability is rotating, but we're getting a new Snorlax. 150 HP, a bazillion amount of retreat cost, but it does come packed with a cool ability. The attacks of your Hops Pokemon do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon, and this ability does not stack, so it does mean that the Zacian EX now is able to slap 60 damage to the active and 30 to one of the opponent's bench Pokemon. It's actually leading up to something very great. 140 for the attack of the Hops Snorlax. I don't know if you can get that attack off anytime soon, but the ability is fantastic. Definitely. Okay, next is Hops Wooloo with the Smash Kick. yeah, just slapping 50 damage. But it evolves eventually into Hop's Dubwool. Look at that. Also comes back with an ability. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spots. Bloodthirsty Eyes is back. Who remembers Bloodthirsty Eyes from Lycanroc GX from Guardians Rising? So pretty much, it's like that Spider-Man meme with the glasses, right? You see Buzzwole, you see Choice Band, you see Lycanroc GX, and then you see like Dubwool, Snorlax, and Hop's Zacian EX. That's pretty much what's it gonna be. So I am excited for something like this. Definitely with the rotation of Manaphy, this will be quite good because you have Gust. Built-in Gust is always great. And you have, yeah, more damage output. Now the only thing you need is a draw engine. And then we also have Hop's Cramorant. Look at it. It's menacingly looking in your eyes. And slaps 120 damage. If your opponent doesn't have exactly 3 or 4 prize cards remaining, this attack does nothing. So this is Baby Buzz. We have entire Buzzrock back. So if the opponent is exactly 3 or 4 prizes, you can just use 120 for 1 regular energy. So Cramorant does love attacking for a low amount of energies, and it's exactly what we're seeing here, as the current Cramorant from Lost Origins is actually rotating. We're seeing a new Cramorant here, 120. And with the help of the Hop's Dubwool, we can gust something out and just slap it for 120. That means you have chip damage. The only thing I am not certain of, how do you get the attack off 240? There will definitely be some energy acceleration for Hop Pokemon, I think. We have the exchange tickets. You're going to be exchanging tickets, and it's very cool because after counting your prize cards, shuffle them into the bottom of the deck, and then take that many cards on the top of the deck and put them down as your new face down cards. This is actually very great for decks that do not like taking prize cards. We are in the period of time where we're losing Hisuian Heavy Ball, meaning we're not able to check our prize cards very easily, and we're also not able to get anything from the prizes. But now we do. The decks that have a control-ish archetype behind them, so control decks that do not take any prize cards, will love a card like this because now you have access to your prize cards, which is awesome. This is very interesting. Hop's Choice Band. Okay, I was recently talking about Choice Band, so now as an additional tool for Hop's Pokemon, when the Hop's Pokemon this card is attached to, yeah, and uses an attack, the attack cost is 1 cardless energy less, and it does 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. What? 1 cardless energy less. Okay, Zacian requires a colorless energy. So with the Hop's Choice Band, you're slapping 60. With the help of the Snorlax in play, you're slapping 90. So 90 damage for 0 energies and 30 on the bench. This is gonna be good. Mark my words. Definitely in a format where people need to evolve, this is good. So, ladies and gentlemen, they are gonna give yourself some great archetypes for sure in this trainer sets. I love it already. So, what else? Brock's Scouting. Search your deck for 2 basic Pokemon and put them in hand. Or search your deck for an evolution and put it in hand. Probably a little bit underwhelming as the supporter of turn, for sure. There is also Paused Wick. The attacks of Hop's Pokemon do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. What? That's even more crazy. So, the attacks of Hop's Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's, do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Okay, so now we have Paused Wick Stadium, it's 30 damage. We have the Hop's Choice Band, 60 damage. We have the Snorlax, 90 damage. And we have the regular attack, 30 damage. So that's 120. It's getting crazy. This deck is good. This deck is really good. Okay. But it's only going to be 120 and chip damage. So you're going to have to find a way to deal with big HP Pokemon. Maybe TM Devo. Is TM Devo still legal? Yeah, I think so. So that's pretty interesting, right? So Hop's Pokemon were all revealed here. Mamoswine also has some potential in my opinion because the ability is great. And then we have draw power of the Iono's Kilowattrol. Okay, on top of a Voltorb slapping 20 more damage for each lightning energy attached to your Iono's Pokemon. Okay, so these cards were really cool. I'm very eagerly looking forward to the set in March. Even though we are actually getting a set in January, it is going to be a mini set where only Bidoo and Regigigas most likely will see play. Check out those videos out as well. I did some videos about prismatic evolutions. Even though the evolutions were all in there, they're a little bit lackluster, they're a little bit mid. But stuff like that I saw here is the Hops deck does seem pretty good. So we're going to be talking about more on these cards as soon as more stuff is revealed. But hopefully guys enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. Helps out in many ways to support the channel. I want to thank every single person out there that has been watching my content this year. There's probably going to be 1 or 2 more videos remaining for 2024, so let's make the most of it. And yeah, let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite card that you saw today? Are you excited for the future? I'm very curious to hear your opinion, and I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully with more Pokemon TCG content. Peace!